What's up, guys, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sinister Files. If you like what you see or hear, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all my newest content. So, this happened to me about 15 years ago or so. I believe I was around 12 or 13 at the time, and even now, writing this gives me chills. My bedroom was located in the basement of my parents' home, which was nice because I had the whole basement to myself. Every single night, the cat we had from time to time would come and sleep with me on my bed. One night, as I was dozing off, I was suddenly awoken by our cat hissing violently, which scared me because he had never hissed in that time we had him. It was pitch black in my room, so I couldn't see the cat, but I could feel him standing in that position looking at the door. At this time, my heart started racing and I began to feel cold. Suddenly, I could hear my door start to open, and I froze in complete fear. Through my doorway, I could see a figure start to sort of levitate towards my bed. Although it was pitch black, I could make out the outline of this figure. It seemed to be a tall man, oddly enough wearing a top hat. This figure stood at the edge of my bed looking at me for what seemed like an eternity. I finally gained the courage to shout, "What do you want?" The shadow then leaped toward me. I screamed and bolted out of my room, up the stairs, and out of the house. I walked down the road for a few minutes before saying to myself that none of this just happened could be real, and I must have been dreaming. I walked back to my house and then down to my bedroom where I found my cat still in the bed, but shaking uncontrollably, like he was scared. I stayed awake the rest of the night trying to calm him down and finally fell back asleep after a few hours. The next morning, I chalked the whole situation up to sleepwalking and that I must have scared the cat. I had done some research on the subject, and as it turns out, the man in the top hat is a figure that many people have seen over the years. I have no idea what it means, but I'm thankful that I never seen him again. I was on deployment on my first ship in the Navy. I didn't normally work in the deck department, but was assigned there for this deployment. They were undermanned and didn't have enough people to stand their watches. For 6 months, I would stand their watches underway and work with them. Late one night, early morning, I was on the AFT lookout. You stand there for half-hour intervals and rotate up the bridge. My relief came and my next watch was on the port lookout on the bridge. The way I got to the bridge was cut through the helo hangar. As I entered in the helo hangar, I could see a woman with really long hair going up the ladder cell. As she got to the top of the steps, she crouched down to watch me pass by. This was one of the scariest moments in my life. We didn't have any women on this ship. I ran scared shitless to the bridge. When I got up there, I told my friends what happened. Apparently, I was the only one who didn't know you don't cut through the helo hangar at night. Apparently, everyone who stands there and goes through there at night sees her, and they nickname her the Woman in White. Although when I saw her, she wasn't wearing white. They even told me another section had a guy who the lady came up to the helo hangar and started to approach him. I was scared for the rest of the night and felt uneasy for a few days. Never again did I go to the helo hangar at night. For a while, I wouldn't even go even during the day, but I had to eventually work. I'm 17 years old and everyone says that I can't live without my phone. I'm living in a big town that has a lot of problems. Most of the days I'm chatting with girls from my area that I don't know, and I know it's a little dangerous, but when I see we have mutual friends, I accept the request to talk. One day I received a friend request from a really hot girl. She was from another city, but I was sure that we would never be so close to even hang out. When I accepted her request, a new message arrived. It was my first time chatting with an older woman. Every day we were talking about our lives and we also exchanged phone numbers, but we never talked on the phone. Every time I called her, she was telling me that her parents were home or she was too busy doing homework. It still wasn't a problem for me because at least I was able to chat with her. Everything looks good, right? Well, now that's where the story gets a little creepy. I was addicted to her. She was like a drug for me. I'm sure that you cannot understand what I mean, but I couldn't live without her. And I understand this now. After 2 months, the time came. She asked me to go out with her because she would come to my city. I was excited and we decided to go to a remote, infamous park. It was not a problem for me, the place, but the time was. She said to me that she wanted to meet me at 1 a.m. I was sure that something was going to go wrong, and I had convinced myself that I wouldn't go. But at that moment, she sent a strange message, and she started to flirt, and I liked it. I had just done the worst mistake in my life. I agreed we'd meet each other. I thought that she wanted to go do some stuff, so this was the reason she had chosen this place. But I didn't want to go alone, so I had my friend go with me to the park. The moment had come, and it was 12:30. My friend Jim came to my house. We couldn't wait there, so we decided to wait at the park. We took his father's car. At midnight, we were outside of the park. I said goodbye to my friend and I went to the park. It was a really dark place, and it was really quiet. I swear that I could hear my blood circulating in my veins. I was playing with my phone, so it was already 1 a.m. Suddenly, I heard heavy breathing in a small distance from me. I was hearing the breathing coming closer and closer. I looked behind me and saw a man with a knife. I didn't know what to do. I panicked and started running. I had never run so fast in my life, and he was still following me. I didn't know where to go. I saw my friend there, and I told him to turn the car on. We left, and we drove off as fast as we could. My friend told me that he thought something was wrong with that girl, so he decided not to leave me alone. When I went home, I saw one message from the girl. It said, "Why the fuck did you run?"
So thank you for watching another episode of The Sinister Files. Remember to like and subscribe, and to stay up to date on all my newest content, go ahead and turn on the notifications. Thank you for watching.